Hello, welcome to guitar drill number 7. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're putting our pick down and we're going to be using our fingers on our right hand. Being able to play with your fingers on your right hand is a very important skill. All different types of music uses it. Great musicians do it exclusively, but you should know both, and you should learn and practice and work on both. You'll be amazed how many times you pick up a guitar and you can't find a pick. All right, so now you're playing with your fingers. We're going to be using a very simple pattern today. We're just going to be playing 3 chords. We're going to be doing G, C, D, and then back to G. But we're going to be using our fingers. For your right hand, what you want to remember is keep your hand very loose, very relaxed. Think about like you're holding a baby bird in your hand. I don't know if you've ever held a baby bird or something very fragile. You're holding a rose in your hand. No thorns, but you're holding a rose in your hand. You want to keep it. You don't want to crush it. You want to keep it very, very loose, very soft, very pliable. So, and I'm going to show tabs here in a second to follow along in case it's confusing, but we're going to start making, and we're going to make a G chord, simple G chord, and we're going to play this bottom G with our thumb. That's all we're going to do. And when we do that, we're going to, just like we do with a pick, we're going to use our thumb and we're going to actually hit that next string. See, my thumb's actually on this A string. Kind of get used to that. So we don't want to, we're not picking up, we're not doing anything strange. We're just real gently, you're kind of driving down and through the string a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to use fingers 1, 2, and 3 on the top 3 strings of the guitar. So it's going to sound like this. But we're going to add what's called an alternating bass line. So we're going to play this G note here. We're going to play these 3 strings. Then we're going to hit this B note. So your finger's already in shape, so you don't actually have to move your hand at all. And you're going to do that twice. Need to get used to it. It's totally fine just to keep working on it. Eventually you'll get pretty fast at it. So you've got that alternating bass line, which kind of gives it this countryish feel to me. Then we're going to move to the C chord. You can do the same thing. Except we're going to do something a little tricky. We're going to move this 3rd finger from C back to G. We're leaving everything else. Hopefully you can see that. And this makes it sound really like spaghetti western. So we have. Of course, you don't have to play it that fast. You can go slow if you need to. There are no prizes for speed. So then we're going to go to the D, and the D is pretty simple. We're just going to play this open D, and then we're going to play this open A string. And then back to the G. All while keeping this hand very loose. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes some people, especially if they're newer players, have trouble making these the chord transitions. It's normal to struggle with that a little bit. it can take a long time for some people to get really good at making chord transitions. That's normal. Don't worry about it. If that's you, if you do have trouble with it, just remember to go slow. Because what we don't want to do is when we have this chord transition, have this big gap. Go as slow as you need to minimize that gap. And trust me, the more you play, the more you do this, the better the chord transitions will get. Chord transitions are I always tell my students, probably 80% of my job as a teacher is just to teach people how to transition between chords, little tricks here and there to help you with that. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, your first finger picking drill. And it's pretty fun. You can just keep working on it. All right, and we'll do another one next week. All right, thanks a lot.